Hey my friends, this is Nick Logan back again on the next video in this series, the training on how to understand different personality types and what that means to your business. We talked about in the previous videos that your product isn't really your product is people, and the people, the small percentage of business owners that understand that are just making a killing in whether you own a mom and pop shop or you own your own restaurant, or if you're in a network marketing company specifically. What I'm talking today is really more geared towards the network marketing industry. And we've talked about in the past the platinum rule. Some people call it the rainbow rule. I'm going to be more referring to the rainbow rule. It's all the same. But it's all based off the golden rule, and we're all familiar with the golden rule. The golden rule states, treat others the way you want to be treated. Well, the shocking thing about that is if you treat others the way you want to be treated, you're alienating about 80% of our society, which is not good when you're in business. So if you would like the benefits of being able to communicate with all different styles, all different people, that person may be your spouse. It may, it may be help your relationship in your marriage. It may be a business partner. It may be your customers, your clients, or your potential customers. And that's what we're specifically talking about here. So we've talked about in the previous video about what qualifies you as an indirect person or a direct person. And in this video, we're kind of going to narrow things down and really kind of figure out the 4 distinct personality types, and that's really going to benefit you in the long run as far as your basically your pocketbook. So let's talk today about, are you an open person or a self-contained person? And once we do that, we'll be able to tie all this training together and figure out what is your major personality type. There's 4 distinct personality types, and we all have characteristics of all these different personality types, but we tend to actually have more characteristics of one of those personality types, and we'll get into that in just a second. So here's a little training on whether you are an open or a self-contained person. We'll see you there. Okay, so the other part of the formula is different personality traits. Are you more open or self-contained? The open people are, they show their feelings freely, and the more self-contained people keep their feelings private. They'll share the feelings only under certain circumstances with certain people, and all the way down. Makes decisions based on feelings, gut instincts on the open people. The other person is going to make their decisions based on facts and logic, evidence. They're also more formal and proper, whereas the open person is more relaxed and warm. So the open person is more opinion and feeling oriented, and then the other person is more facts, task oriented, duty, stick to the duty at hand, let's get down to business type of person. The open person is more flexible with their time, meaning if someone interrupts them, they're okay with that. They'll get back to what they were talking about at some point. The self-contained person is more disciplined with their time. If they're interrupted, they actually kind of get upset by that because they really need to kind of finish one thought at a time. The open person is more warm. They have a more warm handshake, and the self-contained person has a more formal handshake. Open person's enthusiastic, and the self-contained person is less enthusiastic than the average person. Again, the open person is more people, relationship oriented. The self-contained person is more task and fact oriented, and the open person is more spontaneous. The self-contained person is more structured. So it's important to figure out, okay, which side of this curve am I on? Well, if you tend to be on one side or the other, put an X there, and what we're going to do is combine the direct and indirect with this grid right here, and we're going to figure out the 4 main personality types. And the benefit to this is when you can figure out what personality type you are, you can kind of start to see other people in that type of personality. But even better, you can look at other people and kind of understand what makes them tick and what they prefer in their conversation. So really, if you're in business at all, you're in the people business. You're not really selling a product. Your product is people. So um, in reality, what the majority of people are doing are really kind of turning off 80% of the people out there, and that's the whole concept behind the rainbow rule, which Jerry Clark calls it, or some people call it the platinum rule. There's several people out there that talk about this concept, and the important thing is you're going to relate to 80% more people by understanding different characteristics and what people want. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit, and we're going to combine all this and kind of make sense of it. So I'm more of a self-contained person. There we go. So I'm going to put an X right there. And then we're going to get back to the direct and indirect and tie it all together and figure out the 4 distinct personality traits and figure out which one you are. So, and which one maybe your spouse is, or some of your business partners, or some of your customers. And that's the most important thing is in life, whether it's social, personal, business, we're dealing with people. And this information is invaluable. And the best part is that 97% of the people out there have no clue about this. So it really sets you apart from your competition. Very valuable stuff.